Why I don't tell people what they should do. One question I get a lot from clients is, what would you do if you were me? And I understand why they'd ask. When they're facing an important decision and the stakes are high, they don't want to make a mistake. So they're hoping I can make the decision easier or make it for them. The problem is, they're the ones who have to live with the consequences of their decision, not me. That's why I almost never answer the way they expect. Instead, I ask questions to help them find their own answers. The decision isn't the only problem. How they're thinking about the decision is. For example, someone might tell me they're trying to decide whether to leave their job, but after talking, we discover that's not really the decision at all. They're really wondering if they can afford to leave. In that case, we evaluate the numbers before deciding, and sometimes they may be avoiding a difficult conversation they don't know how to have, and leaving their job won't solve the real problem. Or they can be worried about disappointing someone. In this scenario, we would explore if everyone gets a vote. And in reality, they can simply be exhausted. In this situation, everything looks worse. These are very different conversations. If I simply said, sure, leave your job, or no, stay where you are, I might completely miss what's really driving their decision. And that's why I ask a lot of questions, because the answers help uncover the real issue. Sometimes people come to me convinced they only have two choices. They see everything as either this or that, black or white. As we work through things, they discover there are more options they may not have considered. They might think their biggest risk is whether to make a financial investment, and they waited too long. Then they realize the bigger risk was doing nothing. They could think they're making a business decision only to realize it's their priorities that need to be looked at. Or maybe they think they have a relationship decision or a health decision. But life isn't happening in separate compartments. Every area of our lives affects the others. And that's why I don't look at one decision in isolation. I help clients step back and look at the whole picture, because I want them to understand what's important to them, what they value, even what season of life they're in, to make sure their decision fits. We consider their responsibilities, if they have enough information, or maybe if something's missing in light of what else it might affect. One of the things I've learned is that people usually don't need another opinion. By the time they come to me, they've already heard plenty of those. What they need is a way to process decisions without guessing or without doing it afraid. They need to slow things down, think more clearly, and start separating facts from assumptions and understand what the real risks are, not the imagined ones. In this, they can consider their options, ones they haven't even seen before. And it's better than telling them what to do. There are times I share perspectives to help them. But even then, my goal isn't to make a decision for them. It's to help them make a decision they understand and can stand behind. There will always be another important decision they have to make, and another one after that. And that's why I want people to leave me with more than one answer for momentary relief. I want them to have a reliable way to think through all their important decisions, and this is why I rarely tell anyone what to do. I equip them to think through their decisions, to see the whole picture, and avoid costly risks, so they can move forward with clarity and confidence.